What up, ladies and gentlemen? I just had the most fascinating conversations this whole week, man. Seeing it's popping up on my Facebook page left and right, and I can't help but comment because I'm a sucker for these things. And I found myself in some arguments with some enlightened individuals that sure enlightened me. And one, did you know the entire world is white supremacist? I didn't know that. I thought it was a problem in mostly predominantly white countries like our own. But it turns out no, Asia, the Middle East, South America, and yes, even Africa, it has a huge white supremacist problem. You know how I know this? You know how I know this? Because the Little Mermaid did worse in all those continents than it did in North America. Yep, that's the logic behind this. Yes, Africa has a huge white supremacist problem because Little Mermaid made about $5 over there. It made, let's see, well, as of right now, it's about 330 mil worldwide, 240, I'm going to say, between 30 and 50, 230 to 250 US. So that means worldwide, all those other continents spent about half as much money as just America did. Man, I didn't know white supremacists, man. They're everywhere. The Klan is running Japan and China and Africa and Brazil. Holy crap. It's so weird. But what was even more weird, oh no, actually I'm going to get to the really weird part because I want to ask a question. So, the other thing is, sorry, I just got a shower of water in my ears. Apparently it's a huge success because 330 million worldwide. Woo! Woo! Man, rolling in the dough despite all the white supremacy worldwide. Well, actually the studio Disney, spent 250 million just making the damn thing. They spent an additional 250 mil minimum on advertising. I mean, it feels like this movie's been out for 2 years, right? That's how long they've been advertising. Super Bowl ads. There was rumors of an $80 million promo just this last weekend to reinvigorate people to get back to the theaters to watch it again, in case you missed it. So the budget total might be as high as 580, but we'll be conservative and stick with 500 million. So hey, only 170 million to go, right, before you break even? Well, not exactly. You see, theaters keep, this is the part not a lot of people realize, theaters keep 45% of the gross. So as of right now, 330, what's half of that? 150, 160. So 165 is half. They get 165 minus another 17. Or we'll go with Disney's side. They get 182. So right now, Disney's keeping about 182. Disney has made a return of $182 million so far on a $500 million investment. That's not profit, guys. Okay? That means they've got, let's see, oh, sorry, you guys got to watch me painfully go through math. No, 318 million more to break even. That doesn't mean they 318 million more dollars in ticket sales, because again, they only get 55% of ticket sales. So that means roughly they need to make an additional $700 million from today in week 3 moving on, which is not likely because between week 1 and 2, they already saw a 40% drop in people going to the movies. Why? Well, because white supremacy, obviously. White supremacy. White supremacy, though, that's a weird thing. Apparently, see, it comes and goes, I noticed. You know, Django, I was looking at the box office, it made $486 million worldwide. And it only had a $100 million budget and 50 on advertising, so it made a profit. Hateful Eight, a story that involves white people, but the main character is my second favorite actor, Samuel L. Jackson, the king of the F word, telling a story to a Confederate general about how he mouth raped his Confederate son after torturing him. It's hilarious, all right? Nothing's funnier than man-on-man grape, okay? Joking, of course, but no, great movie. I've watched, it's 3 hours long. I've seen it 15 times. It doesn't feel like 3 hours to me. Creed 3, well, all the Creeds made a profit. Both the Black Panthers were huge successes. And as if to illustrate how dumb this idea is, this weekend, and Mermaid's second weekend, Miles Morales and the Spider-Verse came out, and in its third day broke even. Its second day it already surpassed the fish, right? The spider beat the fish. Both black led, and one right now is killing it in the box office, and has an 8.8 rating. They're saying, oh, the only reason Mermaid's 2.2, they got rid of 1 stars. They got rid of 1 stars because it's not fair. Same with Amy Schumer's comedy because she's not funny, was getting negative reviews. And well, you can't give negative reviews to a fat chick, so they cut out the 1s. Despite them cutting out the 1s with Little Mermaid, it's still sitting at 2.2 under Miles Morales' 8.8. So it appears racism comes and goes. White supremacy. White supremacists just hibernate. Django, freed slave, killing white folk, and they pay you for it. Hey, speaking of which, Jamie Foxx, sorry, side tangent, recently suffered a stroke. So if you can, send some positive vibes to him and his family, my God, I hope he's all right. And then you have, I already said the Creed movies. Black Panther 1 and 2, white supremacists just sleep. Major Marcus Warren making a Confederate give him head before killing him. I'll watch it. Okay, here, take my money. Mermaid. Oh, racism. Whoa, just climbed to the top. I'm a white supremacist now because I'm not watching this movie. And then, the very next weekend, all the racism went away, and everybody ran out to freaking buy 28 tickets to see Miles Morales. Racism comes and goes, apparently. Isn't that weird? And one young man was... I've been asking this question. I asked 20 people over this last week. I know I could spend my time better, but why not get to know my fellow man? 20, and not just black people, people suffering a white liberal guilt. Were contacted. Hey, I'm a former liberal myself. I probably would have been arguing like these people, not that long ago. So, why is it? Why aren't the racists? Nobody can answer that. Why aren't the racists bombarding Miles Morales? They'll just change. Well, Little Mermaid. They refuse to acknowledge it. Little Mermaid got to. It's just hot in here. Okay, I'm not worked up. I'm just loud, and I got out of the shower. Okay, so, but they're saying, oh, well, because it had a black lead and people are mad and they're review bombing it. No, people are review bombing it with 10s. There's no way that movie's better than Crash or Rocky or Slumdog Millionaire or Good Will Hunting or Forrest Gump. No way. But Aaron Brockovich. But they're still, but if it gets negative reviews. So again, not all black people. I'm not just saying that because I don't want to get choked out by someone who might watch this soon. All right, you know who you are. I'm just saying, but in this particular, because I know not all black people think this way, but it seems like another type of welfare. Sorry, I'm going there. You got your hand out. Hey, white folks, give us characters. Give us your characters. I don't want my own character. I don't want African folklore told. No, I want your white European folklore. Give that to me. Now, white people, gotta go see my movie. If you don't see them all, you're racist. If you watch 9 out of 10 movies starring black people, but not the 10th one, then we got a white supremacy problem. What kind of fucked up thinking is that? Seriously. It's a victim mentality. It goes right back to that victim mentality. Oh man, you got to give me your characters. You got to give me your money. You got to do this. That's not even going to black people. It's going to white billionaires, all right? That's who owns Disney. So it's just insane. And none of them can answer that question. Does racism come and go? If racism was such a problem, why do 9 out of 10 movies starring black people do great and get positive reviews? Why, as we speak, why is Little Mermaid sitting at 2.2 and Miles Morales sitting at 8.8? Could it be that maybe just 1 out of 10 movies suck, regardless of whether it's starring a black person, a white person, an Asian, a Hispanic, an Indian, an Eskimo, whatever? No, apparently, sadly, obviously this is a loud vocal minority that I'm arguing with, right? But I just can't believe the mindset. I can't understand. I tried asking him. I was as polite as I could be. I said, what is this? Do you really believe that if 90% of movies starring black people do okay and make a profit, positive reviews, but the 1 out of 10 that doesn't, that sinks, no pun intended, and has negative reviews, there's no way it can just be a bad movie? It's racism. People in Africa got the internet. People in South America got the internet. And it still can't climb above a 2.2. It's still not going to break even. So, I don't know. Guys, does racism come and go? Does racism exist? Do 100% of black-starred movies starring black people need to make $1 billion or else racism? Are racists just 10%? You know, do they hibernate? There's racism, you know, it's like long COVID, you know, it just goes away 90%, but then 10% of the time it comes up, and you got to review bomb whatever movie while giving positive reviews to another movie playing at the same time, starring black people. Hey, again, I've asked that question to 25 people who said this mermaid tanks because of white hatred. I mean, who... You know, I see that line a lot. Oh, imagine that grown man fucking getting upset over a kids movie. Well, you wanted a kids movie to feed your own propaganda. You're upset that a kids movie is not making money. I had one woman tell me, oh, we've been slaves for 400 years listening to the white man, and now you're mad because we got the mermaid. Really? So... the Civil War never happened. Obama was never president. But they made a shameless corporate cash grab of a kid's cartoon and put a black person in the lead role. And now you're free? Now you've made it? So she cut me off right there because I'm 90% sure she's smart and knows how fucking stupid what she said is. Same thing. Haley Bailey. I don't think she's retarded. But the woman, I believe her manager and her producers at Disney are giving her cue cards to say this stupid shit to appeal to a certain group of people that don't like people of this complexion. But she said she's 23 years old. Her grandfather was not old enough to serve in the Vietnam War, which, for any of you watching overseas, ended it for America officially in 1971. Okay? They weren't old enough to serve in that war. She said that her grandparents still remember what it's like to be slaves. Which, again, for any of you overseas and don't know, our Civil War ended in 1865. And if you want to go there, you want to keep bringing up the Civil War and slavery, fine. I got news for you. American slaves didn't free themselves. They didn't escape, pick up some rifles. No, other white people came in and told the southern white people, hey, motherfuckers, we don't like that you own people. Let them go. This is fucked up. And they did. And you know, a couple 100,000 of them lost their lives in the process. So if you really want to hold what 6 or 7 states in the Confederacy did against the descendants of all the rest of the America, then I'm going to bring that up. That the rest of America freed you. You didn't free yourselves. Okay? Sorry. That's just a fact. And if you think that these people that they don't care about skin color, you're fucking joking. If you say white people are the one, oh, you just care about skin color. No, you do. That's why you're pushing out the white characters and putting yourself in and calling it the best celebration. I mean, black president, man, black swapping white characters, hell yeah, right? I had one woman tell me, and I've seen this conversation numerous times, it doesn't matter. The conversation of Snow White, named that way because her skin is as white as snow. So she's paler than my Scottish Portuguese ass. And said Rachel Zegler, even though she's clearly Latino when you look at her, she's several shades darker than me, and I'm darker than snow. It's okay for her to play the job because she's, I guess, half Polish or something. So she can play. She's white, the exact words, quote, white enough. But the girl playing Lilo in the new live-action Lilo and Stitch, who was actually born and raised and descendant of the same tribe as Lilo, Yeah. Is not Maori enough because she's half white. Yes. Any other race on Earth except white European, how should I say this? In their mindset, being any race other than white European is part of who you are. It's part of your character. It's part of your life experience. But when you're white European, it doesn't fucking matter. You're a blank slate that any other person can just come in and paint over and call it a day. And thankfully, I think people are putting their foot down. Little Mermaid, they're going to lose. Disney's going to lose 100 million, 150 million on this. You know, seeing the Bud Light and Target, it is kind of related with the LGBT shit. Like, this Pride Month isn't going well for LGBT. People are just, they've had enough. Okay, you guys pushed enough of our characters out and put your own in. You guys have shoved your rainbow in our faces, sent your drag queens to our schools long enough. It's over. But it's like, so I think it's coming to an end. You know, again, I don't want to say Black America because I know not all black people feel this way, but black people who do want to just paint over everyone else's work in history with a paint called myself, just got a hard lesson from Egypt. I mean, real life fucking Africans, real Africans, just told Black Hollywood, dude, we don't suffer from white liberal guilt. I'm going to sue your ass for rewriting our ancestors with yourself. And, you know, people like Jada Pinkett Smith oppressed, you know, multimillionaires. Flabbergasted. She's so narcissistic. She said, Egyptians must hate themselves that they don't want me to paint over their history and ancestors with me, Jada. Yeah. So, again, I think, you know, it's worldwide now. People have had enough. Unfortunately, it's probably, we see Bud Light lost 30 million, Target lost billion, excuse me. Target lost 10 billion with their woke shit. People have had enough, but unfortunately, it's like Lord of the Rings, you know. The ring is in the volcano, but there's another 55 minutes left in this movie. Anyway, that's all I got. Guys, are people racist 10% of the time, or do just 1 out of 10 movies suck? If you know the answer, drop it below. If somebody else can answer this question, share this with them, and they can get back to me and drop it below. I'd appreciate an answer, because I asked 100 people that, and I have yet to get one.